Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to do an update to a very popular video I did about 2 weeks ago, which was titled, My Best Friends Have Feminist Wedding and It Ruined Their Lives and Our Friendship. And guys, as a quick recap, that's the story about the guy. He wrote in, and long story short, he went to this crazy feminist wedding. He had two friends that got married. These were childhood friends, very close to him, and so he was excited early on about those two getting together. He claimed that the girl was very cool growing up, as well as the guy, and the way the story went was they were engaged, going to have the wedding, and all of a sudden, he knew the wedding was coming up. He never got an invite in the mail. As it got closer and closer, he then found out that not just he, but all these guys that were friends of theirs didn't get invited as well. And ultimately, what happened was the girl decided she didn't want any guys at her wedding because she didn't want any, let's just say, stereotypical to the feminist mindset things going on with the guys at the wedding. Getting drunk, bothering the girls, and I'm using the word bothering. She used a much bigger word than that. So you had this wedding where all these single girls were there, but no guys, no bachelors, because she only wanted couples, and started making these speeches about the whole thing. It was just ridiculous. And it pissed off a whole lot of people on both sides. And the way the story ended was he was not just telling me the whole story, but asking my advice on how to handle these two. Because he initially felt like the hell with them, both the girl and the guy. The girl, because I guess she was like a sister to him, and the ways that she treated him. And by the way, when he was distancing himself, she was pretty much begging him to give her a second chance. And he's like, I don't want to be friends with someone like you, the way that you, after all these years, treated me and all these other people. And pretty much he was done with the guy as well. And I said pretty much in the video that, look, the people you hang out with are going to impact you. All right, they're going to rub off on you whether you realize it or not. And this guy sounds like a weak bitch. And that's going to rub off on you because he allowed her to do this. This is your bro. So this story now picks up where things have left off because things have gotten quite interesting. Things have gotten even worse for that gal and her husband in terms of their relationship and the fallout of that. So they wanted to let me know what was going on and also other little things there with the guy and all that. So it continues. He says, hello again, SSM. The comments I got from your viewers was overwhelming. So it's been around a month since the wedding, and everything has gone to shit for Belle. No surprise there, but you know what? She dug her own grave. On the bright side, me and Liam are on the road to repairing our friendship. He's made amends and is currently living apart from Belle. It's very nice of you, man, for giving him a second chance. I hope like hell he learns something. You should definitely recommend my channel as well as other channels so he can learn where he went wrong, because that dude needs a lot of work. A lot of guys out there, blue pill type of guys, he's nice guy, you know what I mean by nice guy, weak guys, they've been just brainwashed by the narrative. They need people like me. They need other good channels as well to help them out, to take their head out of their ass and see reality like you do. I still stand by my views that men and women can be friends, but you are right on one thing, the cool Belle I knew was gone, and I decided to cut her and her mutual friends out of my life. Good, bro. I wouldn't have anything to do with her. And in a moment, guys, you're going to see that she's actually gotten worse. And I stand by what I said, that men and women cannot be friends. And I will say that to my dying breath. You can have weapons pointed at my head, and I still will say that. Especially, the only way, like I said before, a man and woman can be friends is if both of them are not at all attracted to each other, okay? She's some 300-pound hippopotamus, and he, take your pick. That's the only way. It goes on, it says here, I don't think I want to stay friends with someone who manipulated my childhood friend into a marriage that he did not want. Liam's words, not mine. And even though she is a childhood friend as well, she made it clear that she views me as less of a friend because of my gender. Again, if you watch the video, guys, you'll see exactly what he's talking about. Belle's other female best friends have also cut her off due to leaked text messages of Belle blatantly admitting that she felt superior to her single friends, and her wedding was to purposely prevent them from being sluts for a day. I honestly can't believe Belle would think that her single male friends were predators and her single female friends were WHORES. Her views are so screwed up. A lot of things have been cleared up since then, and I've talked to Liam, and let's just say a divorce maybe isn't in his immediate future. Well, hallelujah. Liam is finally seeing the light. Guys, I've told you a lot of times, some people have to go through so much agony, so much pain and misery till they finally see what they're doing isn't working, what their views on the world and all that simply does not work. They have to go through so much suffering, when it's a lot easier just to listen to other people that have been around the block, more experienced, wiser people, and learn from their mistake instead of doing it your own. But he has to learn. But then again, there's some people who don't realize they have a problem. And as for her with her single friends, right here he said she felt superior to her single friends because she's getting married. Remember the saying, Al Bundy, don't try to understand women. Women understand women. They hate each other. He continues, he says, so after writing to you, I decided to meet with Liam without Belle at one of our friends' homes. We wanted to have an intervention with him. However, we were surprised when he came there with some bags in hand. Liam looked like crap, and he said that he needed a place to stay because Belle has become insufferable due to her reputation going down the toilet, which she all brought on herself. We talked for what seemed like hours, and we got a more clear picture of the story. So before I get into what Liam said, I have to mention that Belle always had a low self-esteem. She was pretty, like an 8 out of 10, but her friends were 9s and 10s. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's be honest here, if truly she was an 8, and everybody's a little different on their views. Some people might think a girl's an 8, and I might think she's a 6. I may think a girl is a 6, and you'll think she's an 8, and you get my point. But the point is that she obviously wasn't as good looking as her friends. And obviously there's resentment, there's jealousy. So this adds up to her trying to stick it to them at her wedding. Ha ha ha, I got married first and you're not going to have single guys there. Some stupid petty shit like that. She was dating Liam for a very long time now, but I guess she was somewhat jealous that her friends were getting all the attention from different guys. I'm going to read that again. She was somewhat jealous that all her friends were getting attention from many different guys. What I always tell you guys is always about the attention and validation. It's garbage day here in the neighborhood. Yeah, always about the attention and validation and the jealousy. I'm guilty of asking Belle if she could help me date one of her friends, and looking back at it, now she would always be in a bad mood every time I asked. And I actually don't think it's because she was into you. It's just she just didn't like her friends getting all that attention. And let me tell you something. If she was an 8, if surely she was an 8, if universally guys saw her as an 8, trust me, she's getting attention. But when a 9 or a 10 walks in the room, they really turn heads. Let's be honest here. So Liam tells us that when he proposed, she immediately told him about the rule about single guys. She said they would be okay if some people missed the wedding because single people hate weddings anyway. Well, I know married people that hate weddings, and I know single people that love weddings. I hate weddings. I went to this whole thing the last video. The only reason I go is for the freaking cake. And once I get my many, many slices of cake and take other people's cakes because I'm an asshole, I leave. That's it. I should just get cake and never go to the weddings, but I do it for family and friends, even though I hate it. But anyhow, you can see here, if you thought she was a bitch in the last one, you're seeing more and more now. Liam obviously fought Belle about it, and for the first time in their almost 2-decade-long relationship, they had major fights about it. Almost everything in the wedding they could agree on, but this one rule by Belle made them fight constantly. Alright, I'll give Liam some credit. At least he didn't just cave immediately. So, like I mentioned previously, Liam is non-confrontational and eventually caves. Smack! You gotta stand up for yourself. Now, he did initially, but you can't back down. Guys, if you have something that you feel so strongly about, even if the whole world is at you, you have to be a rock and not budge for anyone. And this whole thing, this nonsense that the wedding is her day, her magical day, is bullshit. It is both your day if you're getting married. And this idea is ridiculous. I noticed immediately he said the second he proposed to her, boom, she's on. Laying out her demands because she wants to stick it to those girls and stick it to those guys. And this guy never knew she was this way in the entire, 20 years he's been friends with her? Their families were on the fence about the rule, especially Belle's father and uncle, but they said nothing because they thought it was Liam's idea. Oh, for God's sakes. The wedding was apparently worse than I thought. Belle would make remarks about her friends not having plus ones and said multiple times that the clock was ticking for them to get hitched. Talk about twisting that knife. Let's be honest, all those girls are 9s and 10s could get hitched whenever they want to. All they have to do is set their sights on some nice guys, because this is how it works, and boom, they'd be hitched in a month if they wanted to. More desperate the guy. Liam's sister, even though she was married, absolutely disagreed with Belle and called her out on her comments. Belle said it was fine. When women say it's fine, it's not fine. And said she was just having fun with her friends, but in my opinion, she was acting like some high school bully. I guess Belle had felt a rush of excitement and was riding high that she was finally married, and turned into some mega bridezilla or something. No, in my opinion, this has been building for years, and she's just waiting for her moment to finally be to have the other ones, the 9s and the 10s that she hangs out with, all the resentment she had for them, because just naturally they are obviously more physically attractive, and maybe they're nicer people. I don't know. Although 9s and 10s usually are not nice people. This is her way of sticking it to them. So after the wedding, Belle turns back to normal, and she and Liam go off to their honeymoon. Back to normal, no. Who she was at that wedding, that's the real her. Who she is, this normal thing you described, that's for show. It was an enjoyable 2 weeks for them, but when they got back, their whole worlds turned upside down. According to Liam, Belle had been kicked out of the group chats, and many of her private messages were screenshotted and posted online, and many of her friends had blocked her. Liam and Belle immediately freaked out because of all this and tried to salvage what they could of their reputations and apologized to the people that would listen to them. What's done is done. Everybody saw not just her but his true colors. Belle had been overstressed and had crying fits almost every day. She won't admit that what she did was wrong, but keeps telling people that she doesn't deserve all the backlash. What does this say about the old women and accountability thing? Won't admit that what she did was wrong. After 2 weeks of Belle trying to fix the bridges she burned, she and Liam's marriage would start to deteriorate. It's been deteriorating a lot longer than that. Their lives and marriage were falling apart before their eyes, and Belle refused to apologize for her actions, only apologizing for how people felt about things. Again, women and accountability. Liam's life had basically gone to hell. He would just go to work, go home, and listen to Belle complain for the rest of his day. Well, that's pretty much your stereotypical marriage. Again, let's go back and review. Go to work, go home, and listen to Belle complain. That's for you married guys out there, or guys that have been married. Was that pretty much your world? Go to work, come home, and listen to your wife complain about her day. Let's be honest here. And your sports and beer. He had no friends to hang out with, and almost everyone ostracized him. His family and Belle's family were also upset by the wedding and would constantly put them down. He regretted getting married and was starting to hate seeing Belle every time he went home. Liam resented her for causing this huge amount of drama in their lives and started to stay out of the house for long periods. You know, on the one hand, I feel bad for this guy because this guy, like so many guys out there, they buy into the narrative. They're the nice guy, pushover type, thinking that, well, movies and television tell me that I need to give her everything that she wants and be ultra nice and put all her wants and needs first. And then look what happens. On the other hand, he's a grown-ass man that, even though he fought her in the beginning, still went along with this madness and ostracized everyone, and now he's paying the price. As adults, there are consequences to actions. She's learning it, and he's learning it. Fortunately, I'm glad that he came to you, and obviously admitting that he was wrong, and you as a good bro are giving him one chance. And by the way, I suggest you give him one chance. And if you, as you're giving him a chance now, do this, and he goes back on this and screws you again, never again. Never, ever again. His breaking point was when Belle came up with a solution to fix all of this. Now, here we go, guys. This is the part you all been waiting for. Her idea to fix this whole mess. Let me be the first to tell you that her solution is probably the stupidest thing you'll hear all week or maybe even all year. Yes, bro, this is definitely the stupidest thing I've heard all week. I don't know about all year, but definitely all week. Belle had taken out around 20,000 US dollars and has spent on booking reservations and other necessary accommodations for a second wedding. In other words, we're going to do a do-over here where I can get things right. Unfortunately, she's burned all the bridges. 20 freaking grand. They're a new married couple. They need that money. Taking out 20 grand, and take a wild guess whose money that it belongs to. Belle's idea was that since everyone was mad at her for the first wedding being crap, that she would host a second wedding where she could right all her wrongs, and this time everyone would be included and no comments would be made against her single friends. Yeah, good luck with that one. And here's about, you're going to see where I always tell you, do not have joint accounts with your girl, your fiance, your wife. Liam was extremely infuriated by what Belle had done since the $20,000 was from their joint bank account. Most of it came from his savings. And he promptly left the apartment to stay somewhere else. I'd say you are canceling this right now, and I'm getting the money back, and then you're going to pay me the rest of this money. As if this wasn't all grounds for, saying, this isn't going to work, I'm done. There you go. Again, no joint bank account. The only you relationship guys are going to get married, even though I tell you pretty much you're screwed doing it anyway. You have your account that your paycheck or business profits go to. She has her bank account that her paycheck or business profits go to if she owns a business. And the same thing for your investment accounts. And then you can have a joint account only to contribute, both of you contribute to, for the rent or the mortgage, the electric bill, and things like that. And that's a minimal amount. You don't store a truckload of money in an account that she has access to. Right here. And this is also why you don't have credit cards with her name on it. I'm sure that may start a lot of fights, but you guys have to have a spine when it comes to your women. Otherwise, they won't respect you and will walk all over you. Hence this story. He contemplated getting a legal separation and eventually divorce, but it has been hard on him. He doesn't know what to do or where to go, so our friend is taking him in for a while until he can move back to his old province, which is 4 hours away. I got a sincere apology from him, and even though our relationship is strained, I think I can find in my heart to forgive Liam, but never fully trusting him for going along with Belle's highly offensive scheme. Most of our friends said their piece to Liam, but we have all decided to give him a second chance and to make amends. As for Belle, I'm not sure. Smack. Bro, what do you mean you're not sure? After all this shit, you're not sure? I told you in the last video who she is, and now she's even proving even more. I blocked her and she is dead to me. Okay. I do know that she's trying to get Liam to come back to her and go along with her second wedding idea. Some of that $20,000 isn't refundable and most likely a desperate impulse spend because she is under so much stress. So that's where I currently am at SSM. I guess I don't really need your advice anymore, so I want to thank you and your viewers for your input. God bless, and I wish good health to you and your family. Well, thank you, brother. And I appreciate you sending the update. So, that's big, definitely big of you and your bros to give Liam a second chance. A lot of people wouldn't. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would. But I've become a hard ass in my mid-40s, but you're younger than me. I say this. You give him one chance. Not another chance. He gets this one shot with you guys. I know you're not going to trust him for a while because obviously he's a nice guy and a pushover and obviously brainwashed by the narrative as many dudes are. This is his chance. I recommend you show my channel and even pick out certain videos of mine you think will help him and other channels as well and to help him wake the hell up. But what he needs to do is talk to an attorney and find out all his options, good, bad, or ugly. Hopefully, because the marriage has been this long, it'll make things easier. And that's it. It's not working. And for God's sake, for all that is sacred and holy, she's going to come at him with all the waterworks and all the tactics and tricks to get him to come back and say it'll be different and all that. Guaranteed. Do not let him do it. Okay? You say you're going to give him a second chance. I make it clear, bro, I'm giving you a second chance. Now, you need to listen to me and listen to the bros here and tell you this girl is trouble. And if you think your life's miserable now, give it more time. But also, get that money back. So yes, speak to an attorney, find out his options, and move on. before it's getting even worse. And he can start over. You guys are there together, and there you go. So, bro, that's what I think you should do. But I think it's commendable you give him a second chance. He's a brother in need, and I do wish him well. But recommend my channel. He may hate my guts, may think I'm an a-hole, as definitely many guys there in the nice guy category do. But they all think I'm an a-hole until the stuff I talk about happens to them, and then they have a moment where they realize, I don't know everything. Maybe this jackass in the sunglasses in his car actually knows what the hell he's talking about here, and I'm going to listen to him so I don't have to suffer anymore. I hope the best for him. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let you think about this. Let this guy know what you think. And also, guys, if you've got a great story you'd like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me time to get to it, and I certainly will. And this means articles, crazy stories online, as well as your own personal stories. Can't get enough of them, guys. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.